Hi friends, welcome to KIE Tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you how to kickstart a process using the Java API. Not even the process, how to start the task or how to complete the task or how to get the active tasks present for the particular user. All the things we can use the Java API to uh, start or complete those things. That part I'll show you, and we are going to utilize the same project which we have utilized it for the KIE server docs. Actually, in the previous video I have covered Swagger web interface, right? Using that we started this process. Now the same project we are going to utilize, and now we are going to start that one from the Java API. So for that one, you need to create a Maven project. I'm giving a name called KIE Tutorial Java API and save this one. And JDK version I am changing it to the 1.8, and within the form I'll be giving the dependencies and provide group ID, artifact ID and version of KIE and KIE API, and the version which I am using is 7.42.0.final. Along with that one, we'll be requiring another API of KIE server and KIE server client. This is the one, KIE server client, and the same version we are going to utilize. Just save this one, and if you see under the Maven dependencies, the required jars will be loaded. And now to kickstart a process, uh, in the Swagger URL we went to the process instances section and we took the post API and we have kickstarted a process, right? The same way, there will be a first thing we need to do the configuration, and then we will get the KIE services client. From the KIE services client we can get the to talk to the process or to instantiate a process, we have to get the process services client. Or if you want to handle the user tasks, then you need to get the user task services client. How we can get, I'll show you. First we'll be concentrating on the configuration. I'm creating a KIE util class and give the package name to, we factor the package name to com KIE tutorials, and in this one first step is to get the KIE services client. Get KIE services client, give the method name the same, this one, and to get the KIE services client, first we'll be requiring three parameters. What is the URL for the KIE server, and what is the username you're going to give, and what is the password we are going to give. So I'm creating three strings: URL, username and password. and in my scenario URL will be http localhost 8080 KIE-server services rest server. So internally it will be calling the starting the process instance as a rest call only. So and username is wbadmin and password also wbadmin. And now first step is to get the KIE services configuration. So to do that one, there is a class interface called KIE factory, KIE services factory, and if you are giving new REST configuration, and we will be giving three things: URL, username, and password. So this is the one. So provide the URL name for it, and username for it, and password for it. So it will be returning KIE services configuration. So this is the one, KIE services configuration, and set the marshalling strategy for it as the JSON. So now we got the configuration. Once you got the configuration, again using the KIE services factory, you need to get the KIE services client by passing this configuration and return this one. So that's it. So once again I'm repeating, to talk to the process services client, you will be requiring KIE services client. To get the KIE services client, you have to depend upon the KIE services factory, and which is expecting there is a method use REST configuration. For that it is expecting URL, username, and password, and you need to set the marshalling strategy, JSON or XML or the other things, and you need to pass the same configuration to the KIE services factory. Now at this time the method will be new KIE services client, which is returning KIE services client. Now create another class service class, and from this service class if you want to start a process, first you need to get the KIE services client, and from the KIE services client, if you want to get the, there is a method get services client. Services client will be providing you if you want to deal with processes. There is a interface called process service client. It will be providing you the methods for the process related things. So using the process client, I'll be maximizing this one so that it will be easy to read. process client dot start process. So not even start process, if you observe guys, all the methods are there. If you want to find active nodes, you have to pass the container ID, process instance ID, you will get the node instances. And if you want the variable current state, and if you want the available signals within the process, if you want to get the user task definitions for that particular process, n number of APIs are there within this process client. So this will be for the process client only. So I'm going to utilize start process, and I'll be passing the container ID, process ID, and the variables. And as we have deployed that project, we'll be requiring the from the student exam result, we'll be requiring the container ID. So this is the container ID, and process ID, and along with that one we need to send the student, right? So it will be expecting student of type this one. So what I'll do, like, I'll create the same student object. Ideally you should be giving the same DTO from the Maven project to the business central. Yesterday for that KIE server docs, we have created the data object like that one. So that is the reason I'm creating again data object explicitly. But ideal scenario, like, you need to utilize the same data object everywhere so that reusability will occur. And give the same details. That is fine now. Now I want to pass the student object here, right? Create the st and st dot set name I am setting, and name is KIE tutorials. After that I'm going to put the object within the map as the student. If you observe, when we have created this project for the student exam result, the process level variable was student. So that is the reason I have given the key name as the student, and that's it. We have mapped it correctly, and call this method so that we can kickstart the process from this Java API. So before that, within the util, and we need to make the configuration aware of that class, or else it will not be able to deserialize that one. So there is an API add extra JAXB classes which is expecting class of type. and upload the inputs, and for this set add the student class, so that while starting the process it will be able to serialize or read the object properly. So that's it. Configuration is also done, and POM wise I have given this two dependencies. One is KIE API and another one is the KIE server client, and then I have configured the KIE util. Within the KIE util I want to get the KIE services client, and for that one I have created new REST configuration using the URL, username and password. URL is your KIE server URL. Then what is the data object you want to use, that I have given for the configuration, and then using the configuration I am creating the new KIE services client. Then I went to the service class and I have utilized the KIE services client to get the process services client to talk to the processes, and I'm passing the container ID and the process ID and the student related details to the start process. So I'll be getting the started process instance ID, process ID is ID. So that's it guys, we are good to start the process. Just run this Java application and see, process ID 13 is started. So if you go to the business central, go to the process instances section, you can see process 13 started successfully. And if you go to the process variables, student object is received without any issue. And now one task is reserved for this wbadmin, and he has to start this task. The same thing we can do it from the Java API as well. In the KIE server Swagger docs, we have utilized the start task, right, from the task section. Here also, once we get the user task services client, we can get grip. We will get grip on the task related API. That how it will be done, I'll show you. I'll be receiving the user task services client, and user client and user client dot start task, and this will be expecting the container ID, and task ID you can find it from this task section 5, which is 5 and which is of long, so I'll be giving 5L, and user ID wbadmin. Just save this one. Now instead of the start process, what I'll do, like service class dot start task I'll call. Task start successful. So which is of type void, so we are not going to get anything as the output. Just run this as a Java application, and here task start was successful. The same thing you can see it here. See, task start was successful and it is ready for the completion. Now write the another same API for the complete task. So till here the same lines, and after that user client dot complete task. So complete task will be expecting container ID. Till here three parameters are same. Along with that one, it will be expecting the student object also. So that is the reason they are giving again the provision for map of this thing. So the same thing I'm copy pasting here, as this is expecting a result. So I am setting st dot set result as true, and pass the map. And now instead of the start task, so this is the complete task. So this is the complete task we are calling, and for before the completion we are sending the student object also with the relevant details. Now complete the task. I forgot to add the sysout, but you can verify the same thing from here. If you see here, all are grayed out. That means within the manage tasks, the task got completed successfully. And if you go to the completed task, so this was the fifth task which was completed successfully. So this is about the Java API, guys. So once again I'm repeating, first step is to you need to add the POM relevant dependencies, then you need to get the configuration. For the configuration you will be requiring the KIE server URL, username and password, and I am getting the KIE server configuration first. And once I got the configuration, I am giving the configuration to the KIE services factory to get the KIE services client. From the KIE services client to talk to the processes, I'll be getting the process services client. So once I got the process services client, there are APIs to start the process or complete the process. The same way, if you want to talk to the user tasks, I'm receiving the user task services client. Once I got the user task services client, I can start the task, or I can claim the task, or I can complete the task. So this is about the Java API, guys. If you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you all.